However, it was never really truly my passion. And I kept having these dreams, and I thought, hey, okay, maybe I need to get more from industry and start getting connected with actors and actresses and just learn the craft. So that's where I am today.
Wow. Well, great. Well, tell us.
And
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just kind of fortunate to be part of these films. I work with a lot of independent directors, and I look at it as a way of just learning the craft and standing back and watching them and seeing how they interact. And I think it's a privilege. So that's where I am now, and it's just been very fortunate for me.
Well, that's great. So, what would you tell someone that kind of have not really pursued their passion, or someone came and said, you need to get focused. You've got to work a real job, and those dream killers and everybody that speaks negatively into our dream, they don't always mean to. But what would you say to encourage someone that says, but I know that I'm supposed to be a singer. I know that I'm supposed to be on stage. I know that I'm supposed to be an entrepreneur. And everybody is saying, no, you need to go traditional. You need a 9 to 5. You need to do what your daddy did. Your mom built a business. What do you tell those people, Kimberly?
Happy. And at the end of the day, that's what you have to, that's the foundation. You have to do what makes you happy. I've recently had an experience, just like you said. I had a relative, and I told them what I was doing, and they started laughing. They said, "Oh, you just need to finish your nursing degree." And honestly, that's not where my heart is. And although my pay is different, I get less checks. However, I'm happy. And at the end of the day, you have to follow what makes you happy. And if being a film makes you happy, if being a singer makes you happy, follow it. Follow it. Don't listen to the negative. Right.
Absolutely.
For doing those things. That's where I am, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I just say follow what is in your heart. Whatever God is telling you to do, do it. And don't worry about what other people say.
Absolutely, and we know that sometimes that's easier said than done, but if we just keep our eye focused on our purpose, that will give us the fuel to keep going. So that's amazing. Well, Troy and Kimberly, tell me, I know that you're coming up on a big project, and I want you back as soon as before it's released. So tell me, you all met on a set, and how did that shape up really quickly?
Wow, this is phenomenal. That's where exactly Kimberly and I met, along with another actress by the name of LeAnn, who unfortunately couldn't be on this call today, but fortunately she's working today on set. But the three of us are on an upcoming TV series on OWN channel, and we gelled, just the first day. But I tell you that this is a very exciting project that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. And it's just been a phenomenal experience. Wow. And just to meet with Kim and with Linda, and see, there's another thing that, let me just mention this. When you're on set, you have fun, but you're professional at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, and you're working with the crew, you're working with the directors and everything. You have a reputation to uphold. But let me tell you, it's a blessing. At the same time, you can have a lot of fun. And when you get into deep character, even if you don't have to say any words, if you're there in the moment, that helps the scene dramatically.
Wow, wow.
And LeAnn, if I could just share.
Yes.
For me, because Troy's resume. Different
Kimberly, we're losing you. We're not able to hear you.
Kim, your phone. Yeah, hello?
Yes. Well, Troy, let me tell you what I want to do for you and Kimberly and Linda. Before we air, I would like to invite you in the studio with me. And right before we air, I would definitely like to talk about the movie in depth, hear about this journey, and hear about all the A-listers that you've been able to just learn from and work alongside. I hope that that's something that you all would be able to do for me.
I will be honored. How about you, Kimberly?
That would be a true honor.
Well,
This would be just
well, absolutely.
This will be awesome. I'm telling you. And hey, let me just tell you this: that God is good, and I'm so glad for 108 Praise to have given us this privilege to be on the Loving LeAnn show. Not just because of us or who we are, but we're still lifting up God and what He
Absolutely.
can do and how He can grant us favor in man's sight.
Absolutely. Well,
Amen.
before I let you all go, because we know that we are loving God, but can you and Kimberly tell me that you're loving LeAnn?
LeAnn, I love you, and I support you. Yes, this is really a very nice platform for us, and I really appreciate it. My favorite verse is Jeremiah 29:11.
Oh, yes.
This just all goes along with the entire plan that God has for us. So,
Absolutely.
really,
Well, thank you. Know that you have an open invitation. We'll be in touch. Thank you for the time. And listeners, that is Troy Bland and Kimberly. I'm so sorry, Kimberly Danielle. I want to make sure I say it so right. And Kimberly Danielle, and you can connect with me on Facebook. Kimberly and Troy, make sure that you've liked 108 Praise. Go over there, tag us, say something so that people can find you. I love you. Thank you for spending time, and we will be in touch with you very soon.
Thank you so much. And you can find me on Facebook as well as Troy Bland or Actor Troy Bland.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Up and
Yes, ma'am.
I'm excited about that project. I'm excited for them.
He won't show you the path.
Oh,
you
that's,
just gotta keep pushing forward.
you know we would jump off if we saw the path.
Yes,
right?
we would just get off the train.
we would jump, we would hop right on off. Absolutely. But Darlene, you just definitely did not get off the hook about your
ready.
attitude.
I'm ready.
Sean, about her attitude. No, Darlene, we want to leave the listeners. I always
Hey,
like
just
to.
FYI, this is LeAnn doing this right now.
He said I didn't have anything to
Ain't
do.
nothing to do with this.
I didn't have anything. I didn't send her those text messages, notes of what to work on Darlene for.
No.
He didn't do that. He didn't do any of that, Darlene.
Promise you it won't be.
No, but we definitely want to leave our listeners with how they can go forward in a partnership, have a harmonious home, even when we have to go to work together, we have to live together. So you talked about transforming and growing into being a more mature person with a more amicable attitude, willing to be a little more flexible. What did you have to do to get there?
I had to get in a place where God can work on me. I could not. I had to realize that I couldn't do it myself. My husband couldn't change me. Friends couldn't change me. The only person that could change me was God. So I had to really get in my Bible and start reading and praying. And like the great movie, The War Room, I had to get in my war room and I had to give it to God and allow God to work through me to change all of that junk.
Absolutely, absolutely. I heard you say that you had to surrender.
I did.
You just had to surrender.
I did.
So let me ask you, lastly, would you recommend working with family or personal friends?
I mean, it just depends on the personality. I mean,
Depend on the bonds.
yeah, depending on the personality and the bond and where we're trying to go. Just because that family doesn't mean they're supposed to go with you.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that she was saying that, her family had said, and one of the things that I always tell people is, you got to be careful of the people that you put around you because people will love you to death. And when you say that, you're like, you'll love me to death. Yeah, because your vision, if God has given you a vision, and your vision is so great, and He hasn't given it to the people around you, they will love you to a point of discouragement.
Oh, right.
Right? Because they don't want, people that we love don't want to see us hurt. So they'll tell you, well, you know, go get a job and stay at your job, and because you know that's good money coming in, and
Yeah.
they will love you to death spiritually. They'll love you to
Right.
death where you'll kill your purpose. So, do I recommend that families or husband and wives go into business together? If that person, because every husband and wife aren't meant to be business owners,
Absolutely.
rough ride.
Absolutely.
It will be a rough ride. So, eagles fly with eagles. And one of the things that, you know, people say, well, she's your assistant. She's not. She's my partner because she's a boss in her own regard.
Absolutely.
So to have her saying she's my assistant and she does things, no, she makes me better. But everybody's not built for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's like people say, well, you know, it's like you saying something. No, there's nothing wrong with that. They're employees and they're employers.
Absolutely.
Everybody has a role.
And neither one are wrong. You know,
Neither one.
and definitely at some point we will talk about that, because I think in this day and age, I do believe in multiple streams of income. I don't necessarily believe that everybody's designed to be an entrepreneur. You do want to create your own wealth. You do want to make some very strategic plans to make sure that you have resources. But entrepreneurship comes with some different behaviors and different mindsets. So different sacrifices. So I definitely want to talk about that at one point. So, but today we're going to leave our listeners with what I've heard from you all. And you are the subject matter experts in this marriage thing, in this working and
I
bonding.
don't know about experts.
It's fine. First, we're going to have a purpose.
Yes.
We're going to have a purpose, and we're not going to be distracted by the external when we have those emotional breakdowns.
Yes.
We're going to focus on principle to get to the purpose.
Yes.
Is that good? Okay. And then every couple shouldn't work together.
No.
You definitely have to know the person, or let somebody
Stop.
put you in the cocoon of loving you to death. When you said that, I visualized trying to hold a caterpillar in your hand when it was time for them to fly, and you think you're protecting it,
like
and
the-
you're smothering it.
Like
right?
the little cartoon. Remember that cartoon with the big dog? Oh, here's my little dog. I'm going to love him and hug him and hug him. And he's choking the dog to death.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
realize-
right. Have you ever been tickled by a 2-year-old? It hurts.
Yeah.
So, with that being the case, that is what we're going to leave you with today. It has been so fabulous to be with Sean Bailey and Darlene Bailey, the Mr. and Mrs. What's the name of your company, Sean?
Oh, the name of my company is National Financial Services Group, where I'm a financial planner there. We help and build people's financial lifestyles and dreams, and Darlene helps and supports me in that regard.
Absolutely. And you can find Sean and Darlene on Facebook.
Yes, ma'am.
And do we have any other contact information we want?
Unfortunately, right now we don't, but we're building that up. We're about
Absolutely.
to start doing a lot of things social media-wise and live and streaming. So be looking out. We're coming.
Find LeAnn. You'll find my friends,
Yes, ma'am.
Sean and Darlene Bailey. You have been listening to the Loving LeAnn Show, and I'm Loving LeAnn, and I will be back here with you on Friday at 4 p.m. You can listen to this broadcast Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Loving LeAnn, and you're?
Loving LeAnn.
Oh, and LeAnn loves you too.